joining Ajax Cape Town TV. Tell us, what do you do at Ajax Cape Town?
Well, I am the head of scouting, head of the scouting department.
Yes.
And my function is obviously to ensure that the people at ground level, the scouts, the coordinators, as well as my chief scout, Louis de Faria, are continually out there looking for talent, going to schools, going to clubs, tournaments, competitions, wherever. Driving in your car on a Sunday afternoon, you may drive past a park somewhere and you may find a kid knocking the ball around there, and you stop the car, have a look and see if maybe he's got that special talent that we're looking for. Okay. That's exactly what we do.
Okay. Which areas is it? Which areas do you look out for these type of talent?
Well, at the moment, we concentrate most of our efforts in the Western Cape. Okay. Obviously, we'd like to go national, and we do have connections and contacts all over South Africa. But ultimately, we focus all our attention in the Western Cape because there's so much talent here, so much space, so many clubs, etc., that there's no need for us to go anywhere else. So we put all our attention on here, and what we're trying to do is that during the course of this current season, we're trying to put all our platforms into place to ensure that in the following season, we then take it and try and drive it into the next level. Okay. That's the magical question. You know, everybody wants to know, what is it that you look for as a scout? Well, you know, different positions, different players, there's lots of characteristics that one tries to find in a player, but the most important things are the basics. Does he control the ball well? What is he like on, you know, when he's got the ball in possession? How does he move? How does he interpret the situation? How does he pass? What is his vision on the field? And it doesn't really matter what age they are, because from the youngest age to the oldest age, the technique, which is the most important part of a player, is what you basically look for. And then the rest will slot into place thereafter. Those are sort of the basic criteria. I have 20 scouts under my umbrella, 4 coordinators, and underneath those 4 coordinators we have 16 scouts. Okay. 4 scouts per coordinator. So, and then of course myself and, as I said, Louis de Faria, my chief scout.
So on a daily basis, what's the process like? Do you send your scouts out to go to various areas to go scout some youth?
Yes, what we do is we have various programs in place where the guys are out there giving clinics and what have you. But when it gets to the weekend, we do our homework, we find out who's playing where, which clubs, what schools and so on. And we then allocate areas and specific games and sometimes specific players for them to go and have a look at. And what they do when they're out there is they monitor, they watch, they follow up, they put reports together, they give them to us. We will then coordinate all the action that takes place off the field to ensure that when they go on a Saturday morning or on a Sunday, they know exactly where to go, who to look out for, and what talent we want.
So Joe, a lot of our fans, our supporters, parents of players, young kids out there, they would love to know, how do they get to play for Ajax Cape Town?
That's a very good question. And again, it's another question that often comes up. Well, I think that all the people out there that love the game of football and aspire to have their kids coming to join this wonderful club called Ajax Football Club Cape Town, all they've got to do is make sure that when their children are playing, at whatever level, that they are playing to the best of their ability. Because the 20 scouts that we currently have out there are continually on the lookout for talent. Plus we have other people who, what we call tipsters. These are friends, people who have been involved in football for many, many years. They know the club exceptionally well. They have relationships with us. They also look out for talent, and they pick up the phone and phone us to say to us, come and watch that player or this club or whatever. So all they've got to do is make sure that the children are out there performing all the time. We have various programs in place at school level and club level where we give clinics, where everything is happening out there to make it easier for the child. And if the child has got the ability, between the ages of about 7 and 10, they will be spotted, they will be brought into the program to prepare them to join our under 12 team. Anybody else above that age, as I said, they've got to perform on the field. If we see and we like, they will get invitation once we've contacted the club, and we try to do things the correct way. We speak to the parents after we've contacted the clubs, and we coordinate and organize for the children to come and join us on a training session or 2 or 3 training sessions. And once they prove to us that they are good enough, the opportunity is then put in place.
Thank you for joining Ajax Cape Town TV, Sergio.
It's an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. Guys, there we heard it from the head of scouting at Ajax Cape Town. Next, we get to chat to his partner in crime, Louis de Ferrier, and he'll tell us a little bit more about the scouting process at Ajax Cape Town. Stay tuned. Louis, thank you for joining Ajax Cape Town TV. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you do at Ajax Cape Town?
Well, I've been here since from day one, when the two clubs was formed and became Ajax.
How many years ago was that?
It would be about 16 years now. It's been so many players that came through in my hands. I've lost count. If I look back, if I look at the main ones that, if I look at Andre Arendse, Sean Bartlett from previous club, in a new era of Ajax Cape Town, it's been Munir Josephs, Rowan Hendricks, Mario Boysen, David Boysen.
These are all players that you scouted, Louis.
Yes, it all came through our hands, and it's made into the PSL and national team.
Yeah.
And today, most of those players are all playing in big clubs in South Africa.
So just spoke to us earlier. He's the head of scouting at Ajax Cape Town. What is your relationship with him, and how closely do you guys work together?
Sure, we go a long way back. We play together as players. We coach together. Now we're in a scouting together. And I think you will see what we've done in the past, and what we will do in the future.
Guys, there we heard it from the scouting department at Ajax Cape Town. Stay tuned, because after the break, we get to chat to some of the under-17s who participated in the Indian tournament this past weekend.